I forgive you, but you can't do nothing for me. Watch me do my Carmelo breaking ankles. Yeah, I'm so thankful.
Sometimes you just got to be thankful.
I'm so thankful, you know.
Thankful. Sometimes you just got to be thankful.
Yeah. Through it all, man, you gotta be wise. A lot of people don't wanna see you rise. Don't listen to them, just look into their eyes. And you will see that you the one that they despise and evil that they prize. So be careful how and who you associate. They start to retaliate off of resignate. The good in your life to this present day. But keep on living that until you go away. And when you gone, watch it linger. Stay afloat, just like the note from an ill singer. Can't nobody stop this what God give. And somehow the power flow, it is positive. When they hear this, they give emojis. With the praying hands to show they all know me. And then I put my hands together to show God I love him. And I won't change ever, I'm thankful. Thankful. Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to be thankful. Thankful. Sometimes you just got to be thankful.
That was Born Bishop with Thankful. We're going to move it to the East Coast, to New Jersey. This is New Chireo with Wise.
Je t'aime parce que je vois que tu travailles en silence. C'est sage.
I work in silence every day. I work in silence every day. So much I never say. So much I never say. I work in silence every day. I work in silence every day. So much I never say. So much I never say. They criticize every post, the ones doing the least, minimize you the most. Look at that. I sympathize with you both. I realize it's hard to cut ties when you close. I know it's hard. I got baptized, adios. You reach goals, they never realize what I gross. They don't know. How I ride like a ghost. No pride, I don't brag, I don't boast. Cause if they don't know what you're doing, they don't know what to ruin. So I ain't posting my business, even though business is booming. Cause if they don't know what you're doing, they don't know what to ruin. So I ain't posting my business, even though business is booming. I work in silence every day. I work in silence every day. So much I never say. So much I never say. I work in silence every day. I work in silence every day. So much I never say. So much I never say. Broke folk kill your ambition. You was working when they was wishing. I try to drop jewels, they don't listen. It's funny when the fool's neck glistens. Before they even start dissing, I'm already on to the next mission. They never realize what I'm risking. They just notice that I'm distant. Cause if they don't know what you're doing, they don't know what to ruin. So I ain't posting my business, even though business is booming. Cause if they don't know what you're doing, they don't know what to ruin. So I ain't posting my business, even though business is booming. I work in silence every day. I work in silence every day. So much I never say. So much I never say. I work in silence every day. I work in silence every day. So much I never say. So much I never say.
J'aime ça, continuer à travailler en silence.
The doers don't say, and the sayers don't do. is so true. I hate to say I told you so, but I'ma say it to the old crew. Don't mention me with anything little, and I don't giggle at your riddles. Y'all have a good time on your long journey to the middle. I work in silence every day. I work in silence every day. So much I never say. So much I never say. I work in silence every day. I work in silence every day. So much I never say. So much I never say.
And that concludes the Lord's Word with Nucci Rayo out of New Jersey. That was Wise. And right now we're going to take a little break from the music and get into our first segment of the day, which we call Did You See That? Where we kind of break down something that caught our attention this past week, something that we stumbled across, news, whatever it is that just made us say, whoa, did you just see that? So first off, I want to talk about, before we get into the kind of like the sad part of this, are you a fan of spring forward or fall back? Usually when the time changes.
I'm more of a fan of fall back.
Fall back.
Get that extra hour of sleep.
Okay. I don't mind losing one, because the thing is, the longer the day is, I think it's much better. I feel like the sun being out at, whatever time. Sometimes I'd get out of work and it'd be like 5 p.m. and it's already pitch black outside.
Yeah.
And now it's like 7:30 is rolling around and the sun is barely going down. It just feels great. So I don't mind that hour of sleep.
So I guess it's just like the feeling of summer coming back, I guess
yeah,
you could say.
Yeah. It's just, when that time comes around, I just feel like sort of relief after a brutal winter. It just feels amazing, being able to be outside for a lot much longer than we were during the winter. I feel like once the dark hits, we're just trapped inside and we just don't want to go out at all.
Right, literally.
So why am I talking about this? Well, there was a ruling. The Senate kind of voted to make daylight saving time permanent. So that means we're not going to have back and forth time, when it comes to, when is it, like in November?
Mm-hmm.
So that's when they take the hour back.
Yeah.
And we fall back an hour. But right now they're kind of proposing on keeping the same time, which would be the current time we're in right now. So that would mean
no changes from now on.
No changes from now on. It still has to be passed.
I want my hour.
It still has to be passed. Obviously, Biden still has to vote and stuff like that. But it's still going on to the fact that they want to make it completely permanent and not even change it. So, like, I got family in Mexico, right? And they're behind 2 hours from us. Usually they're only behind 1 hour. But they don't change their time to like the 1st of April or something like that, or the first weekend of April.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they're still behind 2 hours, which is crazy because, I'll be talking to my family like, oh, yeah. Like right now, it's like 6:15 p.m. Eastern time. Over there, it's 4:15. So it feels like a lot earlier.
Yeah.
So, and I remember when I used to be able to when I was staying down there in the winter in Texas, and we go to Reynosa or we go to like Monterrey, like it would be crazy because we'd be leaving like, I don't know, like 4 p.m. Texas time, which would be 5 p.m. Michigan time, and then when we crossed the border, it jumped an hour back, so it was like 3 p.m.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, cool, it's a lot earlier. But then when we had to come back. Yeah, we're leaving at 1 p.m., which in reality we were leaving like at 3 p.m.
3 p.m. So. Yeah.
But so right now they're still kind of voting to make the daylight saving time permanent. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens with that. Hopefully, I think it's it'll be a good change to kind of get used to. So it's nothing too bad.
I want my hour back.
You want your hour back?
I'm gonna be petty with it. I'm gonna be petty with that. I want my hour back.
Yeah. What about you, bro? What you got going on?
What did I have for today? Tom Brady's retirement.
Oh,
an announcement, retirement jigger. Oh man, I think the computer.
Oh, it's messing up.
Yeah. And I think we're back. I think we're back. Yeah, we're good. All right. we're gonna talk about Tom Brady's unretirement announcement. I don't know how many times this man's gonna come back from the dead, but yeah,
Reminds me of the Undertaker, you know.
literally, this man's coming back from the dead. Can't wait. I mean, I'm excited to see what he's gonna do. Apparently, LeBron had a lot to do with it.
Oh.
LeBron texted him, was like, "Hey, this year I'm gonna win," and Tom Brady's like, "Yeah, no." And a lot of people are making memes about it right now, like, he was only home for 2 months with the kids, and he was like, F them kids, I'm going back to work. But I mean, I'm happy for him, but at the same time, it's like, why? There's nothing to prove anymore.
Yeah. And it's crazy because my brother and I had a conversation like a couple days before that happened. He's like, watch, I don't think Brady's going to retire. He's going to come back. He's got so much passion for football. He's not going to go away like that. And I was like, I don't know, bro. I mean, once you're retired, you're retired. But then, look, I mean, not to compare or anything, but look what happened with MJ. Michael Jordan retired. He played baseball for a minute, and then came back and won 3 straight championships with the Bulls. Like,
I mean, I don't know. Maybe he went and played some golf and just sucked at it.
yeah, probably. I mean, MJ, he wasn't the greatest, baseball player.
No.
But when he came back and he dominated, what was the rest of his, career, and then he finished off in Washington, that was it. He was like, all right, I'm definitely retiring after this.
I'm done with that.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I'm happy for him. Like I said, I don't really think there's anything else to prove. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of, I don't want to say useless because nothing's useless, but it's like, bro, you made your mark, got your 8 rings or 7 rings or whatever you got, and go home, bro.
Yeah.
Chill with your family.
Like I said in the past, if he really wants to make a statement and wants to unretire, he should join the Lions and win a Super Bowl with the Lions, and maybe that'll make him the greatest of all time. Turning around a team that perhaps we won't see a Super Bowl in I don't know how many years. Maybe not in our generation.
All I can think of is like every Buccaneer at his front doorstep. Like, that's all I can think of, and them just like, please come back, we suck again. That's all I can think of, bro. That's legitimately all I can think of. Is everybody at his front doorstep, like, we suck.
Oh, we don't suck again. We got Brady back.
Brady's back, exactly.
So, it's been a crazy offseason so far. My brother was telling me that the Raiders just picked up a bunch of great picks from free agency. So it's crazy. Something that also happened this week, unfortunately, that made us say, "Wow, did you just see that?" Was the passing of a professional wrestler known as, some of them might recall them as Razor Ramon in the WWF days, early WWF days. Who could forget his matchup against Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 10 for the Undisputed Intercontinental Championship, the very first ladder match. And something that's not hilarious, but something that's just very, very interesting was the very first episode of Monday Night Raw that aired back in I don't even remember if it was 92 or 93 or in the early 90s, right? Very first episode of Monday Night Raw, the very first segment that happened on that night was Razor Ramon having a promo with Vince McMahon.
Oh.
So he opened up the first Raw. So it was pretty interesting. But now, later in his career, he just went by his real name, which is Scott Hall. So, man, there's only one thing I got to say about that. Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo. Such a trademark, just a great catchphrase, just hey, yo.
That man was a brand himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it was very interesting. I was talking to one of my boys from Mexico, and he was telling me, and I was like, "You're right." He had a great run. He's an iconic wrestler, and when you think of him, you think of one thing, and you think of the NWO. But this man never won a world championship in his career. Not once. Anywhere he went, he wasn't world champion. I mean, he might have been world champion in smaller promotions, but when you think of the big leagues, the main companies, he never was a world champion. But he had a great run as an intercontinental champion or a tag team champion.
Well, yeah, he was always a good backup man, I guess you could say.
Yeah, because when you think about the NWO, you think of them. But obviously, most iconic is Hulk Hogan or Kevin Nash. And then you had Scott Hall, which, very underrated wrestler, very underrated character, I should say.
Definitely.
And it's sad, when you hear somebody like that, where you grow up watching, and then suddenly, oh man, they're in the hospital. This man took three heart attacks. I can just imagine just having one. And I was telling my boy, I was like, yeah, 3 heart attacks, it would have been very, very hard, to recover from something like that. But also, I don't think he would have been the same. Definitely not the same after suffering that much, that much pain. So, just one thing left that I have to say about that is SwZee says, rest in peace to the bad guy. Because he was the bad guy.
Yeah.
That's what he called himself, the bad guy. So, rest in peace, Scott Hall. He will forever be remembered in the wrestling world. But yeah, I don't know if you got anything else to add, bro.
Nah, just the Brady's retirement and the sad news about Scott Hall.
Yeah. NWO for life, bro.
Yes, NWO for life.
NWO for life. With that being said, we got some shout-outs. Shout out to Victorino. Shout out to Christian Bands. He says, was good. We're going to keep it moving with some more music. This is our Estilo Mexicano mix. Empezando con nuestro estilo mexicano, Conjunto Blindado, Me Llevo a Malena.